In ancient times, one quiet afternoon near the city of Takshashila, Acharya Chanakya was walking along a calm riverside with his beloved disciple, Chandragupta Maurya. The air carried the scent of wet earth, and a cool breeze from the distant mountains gently swayed their robes. As they walked, Chandragupta's eyes caught sight of a small bird near its nest. Curious, he bent down to observe. The little bird was carefully hiding her eggs under the sand and dry leaves. With a faint smile, Chandragupta said, "Gurudev, look, why is this bird hiding her own children? Is she afraid someone might see them?" Chanakya watched the bird silently for a moment, then spoke softly. "My child, this bird is not foolish. She is wise, she knows. Whatever is precious must be protected in silence. Nature teaches us this every day. The more valuable something is, the deeper it is kept safe. Just as this bird hides her eggs beneath the sand," he continued, "a person too must learn to hide certain truths and secrets of life from the eyes of the world." Chandragupta looked up with curiosity. "Gurudev, what kind of secrets? Should one hide everything from others?" Chanakya smiled gently. "No, my son, not everything. But there are a few truths. If you speak them aloud, even fate stops favoring you." Looking up at the sky, he said, "Today I shall tell you the 8 secrets that must remain hidden, no matter how close someone is to you." As they walked slowly along the riverside, Chanakya spoke in his calm, deep voice. "My dear Chandragupta, the first secret of life is this. Never reveal your goals or your plans to anyone. When a seed is hidden beneath the soil, it grows into a tree. But if you dig it out too soon, it never sprouts." Chandragupta asked curiously, "But Gurudev, if we share our plans with others, won't they help us?" Chanakya smiled gently. "My child, not everyone who listens is there to help. Some listen only to learn your direction, so they can clip your wings before you take flight. There are 2 kinds of people in this world, those who believe in your dreams and those who will do everything to prove them impossible. A wise man hides his dreams until they become reality. Even today, this truth remains the same," Chanakya continued. "When someone starts a new business, sets a new career goal, or prepares for an exam, they rush to announce it to the world. But remember, 90% of people will give you advice, and almost none will help. Some will mock you, some will doubt you, and some will quietly steal your idea. True success belongs to those who stay silent until their goal is achieved. And when their success finally speaks, words are no longer needed." Chandragupta bowed his head respectfully. "Gurudev, does that mean silence is the greatest strength?" Chanakya smiled with calm wisdom. "Yes, my son. Silence is the armor that protects you from breaking before your time. Remember that until your dreams are fulfilled, keeping them hidden from the world is the highest form of wisdom." As they continued walking, Chanakya said softly, "The second secret of life, my dear Chandragupta, is to keep your financial status hidden." A little further ahead, Chandragupta noticed a few villagers working in the fields across the river. One farmer was bearing sacks of grain under the soil to protect them from thieves. Curious, Chandragupta asked, "Gurudev, why is that man hiding his own grain in the ground?" Chanakya smiled knowingly. "My child, one who understands the true value of what he owns also knows how to protect it. Whether it is wealth, food, or knowledge, it is useful only as long as it is secure. That is why," he continued, "you must always keep your financial state a secret. Because the more people know about your wealth, the more greed and jealousy you awaken in their hearts. Remember this, Chandragupta. Wealth does not grow by showing it off. It shrinks. And the one who flaunts his prosperity invites his enemies with his own hands." Chandragupta nodded thoughtfully. "But Gurudev, if we don't show our wealth, won't people think we're weak or poor?" Chanakya's eyes glowed with calm wisdom. "My son, if someone judges you by your clothes, he is already poor." In his thoughts. "True wealth," Chanakya said firmly, "lies not in the jewels around your neck, but in the brilliance of your mind." Even in today's world, people make the same mistake. They post pictures of luxury cars, announce their salaries and business profits online, or boast about their earnings before relatives, not realizing that this is not pride, but danger. "The very people who smile at you," Chanakya said, "may secretly plant the seeds of envy and comparison in their hearts. And that is how sweetness begins to vanish from relationships. The wise are those who make no noise about their wealth. Their lives remain peaceful and secure. But those who love to display it eventually get trapped in their own words. Chanakya's tone grew calm, yet firm. My son, wealth is like a lamp. It must be covered so that its flame doesn't blow out in the wind. To show the light of your home to every passerby is not wisdom. It is foolishness. So remember, Chandragupta, always wrap your financial life in the cloth of silence. For it is only in a silent home that true peace resides. The third secret, my dear Chandragupta, Chanakya said quietly, is to keep your family conflicts hidden from the world. As they sat down to rest, Chandragupta's eyes fell upon a cracked pot nearby. It was filled with water, but a steady drip escaped from a narrow crack. Chandragupta smiled and said, Gurudev, this pot can't even hold water anymore. Maybe it's time to throw it away. Chanakya looked at the pot for a moment, then replied in a deep voice, No, my son, don't discard it yet. This pot carries a profound lesson. He touched the dripping crack gently with his finger and said, Look carefully. This pot is broken on the outside, but as long as its crack was hidden, it could still quench people's thirst. The moment its weakness became visible, its value disappeared. In the same way, when the cracks within a family become visible to the world, society turns them into stories. Chanakya's voice grew softer. Every home has disagreements, my child. It's natural. Where there is love, there will be differences, but the wise are those who keep their walls silent. Revealing your family's flaws to others, he continued, is like digging the foundation of your own house. Chandragupta sighed deeply. But Gurudev, sometimes the heart feels so heavy. Isn't it necessary to speak to someone? Chanakya smiled gently. Yes, my son, it's necessary to speak, but to the right person. Not to the world, but to the one who truly listens. Because everyone hears, but very few actually understand. Even in today's age, Chanakya said gravely, people make the same mistake, posting their pain online. My heart is broken. No one understands me, or complaining publicly about their families. They forget the world doesn't offer advice. It enjoys a spectacle. The more you share your private wounds with everyone, the more your dignity fades away. Every family has conflicts, but those who protect them from the world are the ones who keep their homes from breaking apart. Chanakya's tone softened, almost like a whisper carried by the wind. Chandragupta, relationships are like earthen lamps. They don't extinguish because of the wind outside, but because of the cracks within. So remember this, let your home's matters remain within its walls. If you speak them outside, people won't clap for you. They'll laugh. The fourth secret, my dear Chandragupta, Chanakya began solemnly, is to hide your weaknesses and fears. As darkness slowly spread across the sky, the faint glow of swords flickered in the distance. A group of young disciples were practicing the art of warfare. Chandragupta noticed one warrior clutching his injured shoulder, trying hard to fight through the pain. With every strike, his face twisted in agony. The moment his opponent noticed his weakness, he attacked directly on that same shoulder. The soldier fell to the ground defeated. Startled, Chandragupta exclaimed, Gurudev! He struck exactly where it hurt the most. Chanakya's eyes hardened. That, my son, is the nature of the world. As long as your weakness is hidden, you are safe. But the day you reveal your pain, that very pain becomes a weapon in others' hands. This principle, he continued, applies not just to war, but to life itself. People often ask about your sorrow under the mask of sympathy, not to heal it, but to learn how to use it against you when the time comes. A wise man, Chanakya said firmly, turns his weakness into inner strength. A foolish man, however, spends his life crying about it before the world. Remember, no one can break a silent man, but the one who displays his fear invites everyone to frighten him. Even in today's time, this truth remains unchanged. In offices and relationships, when someone keeps repeating how hurt, rejected, or helpless they are, people show sympathy at first, but soon they begin to mock. Not everyone who asks how you are is your well-wisher, Chanakya warned. Some merely wish to know where your softest spot lies. So, my son, turn your emotions into armor, not into wounds. Chanakya's voice deepened, filled with quiet strength. Chandragupta, even a lion when wounded, does not wander in the jungle crying in pain. He retreats into his cave and heals. For the lion knows, the forest fears his roar, not his pain. Chandragupta bowed deeply and said, Gurudev, now I understand. The one who knows how to hide his weaknesses is the true warrior. The fifth secret, my dear Chandragupta, Chanakya said softly, is to keep your good deeds hidden. The night had grown deep and silent. Acharya Chanakya and Chandragupta walked along the riverbank while the disciples of the ashram were gently filling small lamps with oil. Each lamp glowed with its own light, spreading warmth and radiance. Yet none of them said, "I am giving light." Chandragupta smiled and said quietly, "Gurudev, look, these tiny lamps create such beautiful light." Chanakya returned the smile, his eyes glowing in the firelight. "My son, that is the true symbol of virtue. The one who gives light never makes noise. When you do something good, help someone in need, offer charity, or share another's sorrow, keep it as a secret within yourself, not as a performance for the world. For the person who boasts of his good deeds turns them to dust. True virtue is the one performed in silence. Remember Chandragupta. When rain falls, the trees bear fruit, but the rain never says, 'I made them grow.' Even nature performs its greatest acts without making a sound." Chanakya's tone grew firm, yet compassionate. Today, people even turn good deeds into displays, posting photos while feeding the poor, showing donation receipts online, not realizing that such acts dilute the purity of their virtue. The true giver, he continued, offers his deeds to the divine, not to his social profile. The wise understand. Good deeds should have only one witness, God, not your Instagram followers. Chanakya then looked toward the glowing row of lamps by the river. "My dear Chandragupta," he said gently, "the one who lights a lamp does not look at himself. He looks at the darkness he is removing. So when you do something good, remember, do it not for your ego, but for your soul." Chandragupta bowed deeply and said, "Gurudev, now I understand. True good deeds are those known only to the heart, not to the world." "The sixth secret, my dear Chandragupta," Chanakya said softly, "is to keep the depth of your relationships hidden." The night was calm and silent. Only the faint hum of crickets and the gentle whisper of the river filled the air. Chandragupta gazed toward the lake. Lotus flowers were blooming in the moonlight, as if someone had scattered the stars of the sky into the water. Chandragupta whispered, "Gurudev, these lotuses look even more beautiful at night." Chanakya smiled, his eyes gleaming with wisdom. "My son, the lotus is beautiful because it never boasts of its beauty. It knows true beauty blooms in silence." "And the same rule," Chanakya continued, "applies to relationships as well, Chandragupta. True love does not make noise. It is felt, not shown. To flaunt your love, your friendships, or your bonds before the world is not wisdom, it is folly, because the world loves to break whatever it can see and whatever shines. The deeper the relationship, the more gently it must be protected, like the lake holds its lotuses quietly without pride." Chandragupta asked softly, "But Gurudev, isn't hiding emotions the same as being untruthful?" Chanakya smiled again. "No, my son, it's not about hiding emotions. It's about guarding them. True love is not the one seen by the world, but the one felt between two hearts. Even today, this principle remains as true as ever. When people constantly display their relationships on social media, my partner, my life, my love, they forget that the more eyes fall upon something, the more evil eyes it attracts. Relationships don't break because of lack of love, but because they are exposed to too many eyes. True love is private, not fake. Fake love is public and never lasts." Then Chanakya's voice became calm and reflective. "Chandragupta, relationships are like candles. Keep them out in the open wind. They'll extinguish. Keep them protected within walls. They'll light up your entire home." Chandragupta bowed his head and said with reverence, "Gurudev, now I understand. True love doesn't grow by showing it, it grows by nurturing it." "The seventh secret, my dear Chandragupta," Chanakya began, "is to keep your future strategies hidden." It was the last watch of the night. The moon was scattering its final silver rays across the quiet sky. Chandragupta and Acharya Chanakya sat beside a small fire. Silent, yet their minds were filled with countless thoughts. After a pause, Chandragupta spoke. "Gurudev, I often notice that our enemies seem to anticipate our moves, as if someone already knows our plans." Chanakya looked into the flickering flames and said calmly, "My son, a fire stays peaceful only until it meets the wind. The moment the wind touches it, it spreads uncontrollably. In the same way, the moment you share your future plans with others, your success turns to ashes. Whether it is politics or life, Chanakya continued, never reveal your next move. The man who announces his next step loses the battle before it begins. A strategy remains sacred only as long as it remains a secret. Like an archer who releases his arrow only when the target is certain, not when the whole world is watching. The wise conceal their plans like the river that flows freely, but never reveals its depth. Chanakya's eyes reflected the glow of the fire as he spoke slowly. Even today, people make the same mistake. Someone starts a new business and immediately posts online, something big is coming, or a student declares, I'm going to become an IAS officer. But they forget, the moment a plan is seen, it stops being a plan and becomes a competition. The wise stay silent until their success speaks for itself. Because when you reveal your move too early, the world does not see your brilliance, it sees your limits. Then in his deep, unwavering voice, Chanakya said, Chandragupta, in war, the greatest weapon is not the sword, it is secrecy. And in life, the greatest move is the one that no one ever sees coming. Remember, a lion never announces when or where it will attack. It simply strikes. And that night, Chandragupta learned a timeless truth. Every word, every plan, every move remains powerful only as long as it is protected by silence. The eighth and final secret, my dear Chandragupta, Chanakya said gently, is to keep your spiritual experiences hidden. The night was ending. The first light of dawn shimmered upon the rippling river. The world was silent. Only the murmur of water and the soft chirping of birds filled the air. Chandragupta asked quietly, Gurudev, you've taught me 7 great secrets. But is there one that connects to the soul itself? Chanakya smiled faintly. Yes, my son. And that is the deepest secret of all, to keep your spiritual experiences forever in silence. When a person meditates, when he feels peace or light within, he becomes restless to express it to the world. But the moment he tries to bind that experience into words, its power begins to fade. Spirituality, Chanakya continued, is not the language of words, it is the feeling of silence. Just as fragrance cannot be spoken, true self-realization cannot be explained. It can only be felt. The one who boasts of his experiences with the divine walks a path filled with ego, but the one who remains silent walks a path filled with light. Even today, people make the same mistake. They meditate, find a little peace, and instantly start declaring, I had a vision. I saw God. I am transformed now. But spirituality is not something to display. It is something to live. True awakening comes when you stop speaking and start listening to the voice within. Even Buddha said, the one who truly knows becomes silent. Chanakya's voice softened, filled with compassion. My dear Chandragupta, the most sacred experience in life is the one that no one can see, and yet you feel it in every breath. Remember this, knowledge grows when shared, but self-knowledge fades when spoken. And as the golden sun rose over the horizon, Chandragupta understood. True strength, true wealth, and true wisdom are all born in silence. For in that silence, he realized the greatest truth of all. Silence is the ultimate strategy. The sun had fully risen. Golden light spread across the ancient land of Takshashila. Chandragupta stood silently, his face calm with understanding, and his eyes glowing with newfound clarity. He bowed to his guru and said softly, Gurudev, today I have learned that the greatest power in life doesn't lie in words, but in silence. Chanakya smiled and replied, My son, remember this. The one who speaks through his actions and not through his words is the one who creates history. These 8 secrets contain the entire essence of life, your goals, your wealth, your relationships, your deeds, and your soul. Keep them so pure that they don't need to be shown, only lived. For when a man silences the noise within, the whole world begins to speak for him. The one who learns to guard his words learns to understand the mysteries of the world. If you found Acharya Chanakya's wisdom inspiring, then share this knowledge with others. Like the video, write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe so we can bring you more such motivational stories of ancient wisdom. Remember, your mind is sharpest when your heart is calm. May your journey be filled with wisdom and peace. If Acharya Chanakya's wisdom touched your heart today, don't let it end here. Share this video with those who need this knowledge. Tell us in the comments which of the 8 secrets inspired you the most. Like the video if you believe silence is the greatest strength, and subscribe to the channel for more timeless lessons from ancient India. retold for the modern world. Remember, wisdom grows when it's shared, but peace begins when you listen within.